Oh my gosh, this is such an exciting interview. I am here with Joe Mitchell and Caleb Hanna. They're with RunGenZ. The whole impetus, I think, behind your organization is to get really the Generation Z running for elected office. Like, I'm sort of okay with that, and you know, I have a little bit of hesitation sometimes because I'm one of those people, like, even folks that are millennials, I'm like, if you haven't paid property taxes for 5 to 10 years, I'm not sure I can trust you with any taxing issue. What would be your response?
Well, Jeannie, thanks for having us on. And my name's Joe Mitchell. I've been a state representative in the great state of Iowa for the last 4 years. I got elected at 21. And so I ran when I was in college, and I had a 4-way primaries. It was extremely competitive, and I won by 100 votes in my primary. And so after I got elected in November of 2018, graduated college in December of 2018. I got sworn into the Iowa House as the youngest representative ever in January of 2019. And shortly after that, I learned, coming to these conferences for Turning Point, for college Republicans, young Republicans, that there's a lot of other young people that had the same potential I did. They just have to go out there and shoot their shot, put their name on the ballot, go out there and knock doors, talk to voters, and see what they're worried about. And so that's where I went out there. I said, I want to be fiscally responsible. I said, I want to cut your taxes. And I want to make sure that we have a good education for all of our children going to school, where that's, by choice.
Okay, well, let's go there. So Iowa did just cut taxes. So at the same time that Illinois was trying to move from a flat tax to a progressive tax, you guys actually reversed that. You guys went from a progressive tax to a flat tax, and you're now at a lower rate than I think Illinois is. So you've done a remarkable job when it comes to taxes. Were you part of that discussion on taxes?
Yeah, so we've cut taxes 3 times since I've been in the legislature.
Okay.
Since I've been there. This last time was the largest income tax decrease in the history of Iowa. And so that was a wonderful bill that Governor Kim Reynolds helped push through. And so I was proud to be on the Ways and Means Committee for that as well. Served as the vice chair of the Ways and Means Committee. And so that was a very big initiative for us this year. And we were hoping that when you guys were voting on the constitutional amendment to raise your limit, you guys actually raised it so more people from Illinois would come over. Because we're just about a percentage below you guys right now.
You all get the whole western side of Illinois. Basically, they're working for John Deere in Illinois, and they're living in Iowa. Yeah. And they just go right back and forth over the bridge.
Yeah, no, 100%. So we love to have people from Illinois come over. You're more than welcome to come to Iowa.
Well, I mean, okay, that's great. I love that. Caleb, though, talk to me a little bit about your experience. Why we should trust Gen Z to make decisions on us? Aren't we a lot smarter because we've got a lot more experience?
Well, that's what time and time again that people tell us all the time, that Gen Z is the future. We're going to grow up, we're going to change things, but I really believe that we're the now. I think that when it comes to state legislature, I've served in the West Virginia House for 4 years now, just got elected to my 3rd term. You can't touch or be an expert in every aspect that the legislature, has issues that touch on. Nobody's an expert, but everybody has different life experiences, and I think that everybody can affect things in different way. I came in when I was 19 years old, just came out of high school, was in higher education at the time, and I learned that there was a lot of education issues that I knew firsthand that a lot of my colleagues didn't. So I think that really experience is just how you view it, and really at the end of the day, is any politician truly qualified?
Okay, but aren't all you Gen Zers just wanting a student loan bailout from the federal government?
That's what Joe Biden thinks he can buy our vote that way, but I think we're a little smarter than that.
But your generation's, buying into that, or am I wrong? Am I absolutely wrong about your generation?
No, I don't think that we buy into it at all. Okay. I mean, I think when you look at this last election cycle, it was very disappointing to see that the large majority of young people that came out did vote Democrat. But I think it is just because Joe Biden tried to buy them all off. I think what we need is more people like RunGenZ to go out and have politicians that look like these people that they're voting for. People want to vote for people like themselves, and I think Joe can probably expand on that.
Okay, well, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I have another thing to say, Jeannie. So the Democrat leadership, who is it? Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer. These people aren't spring chickens. Yeah. Okay, let's admit it, right? And so that's why
but then you got AOC, right?
But then you got AOC and Max Frost, and that's why the Democrats are continually winning the young people over, because they have people like AOC and Max Frost that have this platform to be able to speak to them. Mm-hmm. And so that's why we have to get more young people that have a platform and be able to communicate to other young people that conservative isn't a dirty word. It's actually a really good thing. If we want to continue to keep the American dream, we have to keep pushing conservative policies, cutting taxes.
Okay, well, let's go there. Let's go to a conservative policy that you two may disagree on. Okay, because Iowa loves to talk about its wind energy and its wind power. But I mean, when you look at West Virginia, it's all about coal. And we're having this huge debate in the state of Illinois because we've got legislators who literally have said that, well, you know what, we're going to end coal and natural gas production in the state of Illinois by 2045. Actually, coal will go away even sooner than that. I mean, these guys are crazy. They're nuts because you cannot replace it with any of the wind energy from Iowa. On top of it, they wrote into the legislature that private transmission companies can come in and use eminent domain on farmland to put up transmission systems to pull Iowa wind into Illinois. I'm opposed to all that. I truly am. I think that, between the two of you, we may have a little bit of a discussion about what do we do with energy policy. Are you guys, is Gen Z, your classmates who are much more into TikTok videos, the latest Netflix, do they understand energy policy to the extent where they can make decisions on that and be an informed voter?
Well, I may be from Iowa, but I'm still all about drill, baby, drill, right?
Okay, I love it.
We have to have a diverse natural resource ecosystem that we're pulling from. And so, these folks that only want to do wind energy, only want to do solar energy, we see what's happening in Europe right now. It's complete and total disaster. I'm not saying it's all bad. I support an initiative.
They literally took a wind farm and converted it into a coal plant. Go ahead.
And I support initiatives in the legislature to help with solar and wind as well. But we have a different, climate. We have a different environment than West Virginia has. And so, but I do know that, even though we are Iowa, we love ethanol. And to have ethanol, you're going to have, oil and gas. And so, they all work together. And I'm sure, Caleb probably has a different opinion, but I'll let him talk it.
Well, I'd love to talk about that with you because honestly, just don't subsidize it. Let the market play out on energy. Good idea, Caleb?
Yeah, I think free market is always the best way to go. Government subsidies are never a good thing. And I actually think we agree more than we would really think on this issue. West Virginia, very strong coal state. Coal still keeps the lights on. But it's true. We're changing as an economy. We're changing, and we have to learn how to diversify. Coal was huge back in the day. It's never going to be the comeback that it was before, but, I think that we have to evolve with the rest of the country. So we got to diversify a little bit.
Okay, so a few more questions here. So how did you guys get so smart? Seriously, what do you guys study? What should young people be paying attention to?
It definitely wasn't the university system. I went to Drake University in Iowa for 4 years. I didn't learn a single darn thing. What happened, I ran for state office. I got elected, came out, worked for my parents' manufacturing business for about a year. But then I got into real estate. And so I actually had a neighbor that was my next door neighbor. I lived in a little condo. We'd go over to his place every night, grill out with him and his wife. And so he was a loan officer at one point. He was an appraiser at one point. Had a bunch of rental properties, did a bunch of remodels. He said, Joey, at your age, you need to get into real estate. And so I learned all my education. That's what I do now. I do real estate development. I have rental properties. I learned every single thing I know that has helped me in my business career from my next door neighbor, Mike Morrow. And so you got to find people that, they don't need to be college educated people, right?
Charlie Kirk isn't.
They don't. Yeah, Charlie's not. Yep. You got to find people that are knowledgeable in life and knowledgeable in the skill set that you want to be involved in. Mm-hmm. And what we do as state representatives, it's not full time. It's part-time stuff. So you got to have something outside there anyways. But I always tell young people, I say, learn about real estate at a young age. I know Caleb has rental properties as well, but that's the key to success is to learn about investing, real estate, saving your money, figuring out how to really build wealth. I know this isn't supposed to be
this is great.
This is supposed to be a Dave Ramsey podcast.
Exactly.
But, outside of politics, that's what I do, and it's very important. And these university systems, they're stealing your money. Unless you're getting a scholarship, unless your parents are paying for it, they're taking your money a lot of times. You can go to community college, be a lot better off, save a lot of money.
Absolutely. Caleb, what created you to be a conservative? What was the emphasis?
Well, that's actually a really funny story. So I first got interested in politics back in 2008 when Obama ran for president. I just saw this charismatic black man, thought if he can do it, I can do it type mentality.
Another famous Illinoisan.
Yeah.
Yes, we've got a few of them.
My father was a coal miner in West Virginia his whole life and actually lost his job because of Barack Obama's, clean energy policy and other stuff like that. And that really shaped my politics, started following it really close and understanding, that there's three things I believed in, and that was God, guns, and babies. And that's something that the Democrats don't stand for. So that's really what got me interested, and what shaped me is just realizing that, the Democrat Party doesn't stand for life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, and just American values, the American dream.
Okay, I've got two more questions. What should kids who are your age, Gen Zers, what should they be doing? What can your organization do for them? How do they connect with you?
So what they can do is, number one, go to our website, RunGenZ.com. That's RunGenZ.com. And then their social media handles at RunGenZ. And so what you do when you go there is go to the Become a Leader tab and fill out your application right there. So you fill out where you're located at, what you're passionate about, who you are. And then we do an interview process to figure out, A, is there an open seat in your community to run for, whether it's city council, county board of supervisors, a state legislative seat. And then we do district research for you to figure out, okay, is there already a good conservative in that seat or not? And if there's not, let's run you for that. Let's build that name ID. Let's build this bench. Let's build this farm team for those folks. And we have a great staff at RunGenZ that helps do all that for you. When me and Caleb first started out, we did not have anything like this. We had to do everything on our own, figure out how to file for office on our own, how to raise that first $1,000, get the messaging campaign, how to door knock, how to get the app, to be able to get the data to door knock. And so we have all that for you at RunGenZ.
That's terrific. Okay, finally. Can I look forward to you running against Joni Ernst and you running against Joe Manchin?
Well, I worked for Joni Ernst, and Joni's a friend of mine.
Okay, well, she's taking a few votes.
Some people have disagreements with her right now, so I won't be running for that, but we will be helping get young conservatives across the country elected to the state and local
Oh, my gosh, okay.
Yeah, I'm only 23. You got to be 30 to run for U.S. Senator.
Oh,
Trust me, I'd be giving
years.
Joe Manchin a run for his money.
Awesome.
I don't think West
cannot
Virginia's going to
wait.
send him back in.
I don't know if I can wait 7 years, though.
Hopefully, he'll be gone far before that.
Oh, wow, this has been one of my top interviews so far. Thank you so much, Joe Mitchell, Caleb Hanna, both from RunGenZ. Really happy to have you on my program. And by the way, I was born in Iowa and lived there for quite a while.
Place.
So, yeah, I'm a Hawkeye fan, though.
Please come.
We may not agree on this. I'm a Hawkeye.
I'm a Hawkeye too.
Woo!
Oh, I'm a
All
Hawkeye.
right.
I'm going to
There
the
you
bowl
go.
game in Nashville.
Yay! Okay, good. All right, thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.